I actually been struggling with this recently, so gallon and a half. Damn, I'm hungry. Let me go eat some bullshit. I ate the whole pantry. And this is super powerful. What's making you go to the bathroom in a solid fashion? YouTube, welcome to another video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Today, fellas, we're gonna be talking about 4 diet hacks that'll actually get you and keep you in shape. A little bit of backstory, fellas. I used to be 260 pounds, fat as fuck, right? Belly hanging over my dick. I had no confidence with women. When I was in high school, I had man titties, which made me super insecure, right? I used to always wear clothes to cover up how I looked, right? I was socially awkward because I was fat, right? I didn't want to be around people. Stayed in the room and played 2K all day. And I just didn't have any confidence about myself, fellas, because I was fat as fuck. In the year 2023, I ended up losing over 100 pounds, getting into the best shape of my life and completely changing the trajectory of my physique, completely changing my mind, completely changing my drive and ambition. Everything about my life changed, fellas, when I got in shape. But one of the hardest things about getting in shape, fellas, is the diet aspect, and the diet aspect is 90% of the shit. I always say, fellas, nutrition is everything. The food is everything. If you can get the nutrition in hold, you'll literally be set for the rest of your life. You will never be fat again a day in your life. Fellas, the first diet hack I'm gonna give you is to cut carbs, but add volume. And what I mean by cut carbs, add volume, fellas, is that you wanna pull carbs slowly out of your diet. You don't wanna eliminate them completely, but you wanna pull them out of your diet slowly but surely so that you can get leaner. But that doesn't mean eat less food in total, fellas. And I'll give you an example. You have a cup of rice, fellas. I believe a cup of rice is like 35 grams of carbs, right? Let's say we wanted to eliminate this cup of rice, right? And we needed to dig deeper in a deficit, right? So that means we got to cut a little bit of our carbs. So when we cut out of this cup of rice, fellas, which is 35 grams of carbs, we're not just gonna take the rice away and just eat protein and fat, right? What we're gonna do, fellas, is instead of this rice, we're gonna do a whole bag of cauliflower rice. Right? So fellas, a whole bag of cauliflower rice, I believe is like at most 60 calories, right? And I'll put a screenshot on the screen, right? But the thing about the cauliflower rice, you're getting the 1 cup of rice you're eliminating, you're replacing it with more food actually, right? So the volume of the food is more, but the calories are actually lower. This is the game, fellas. This is how you keep yourself full and you keep yourself satisfied without being miserable, right? Because at the end of the day, none of us should be fucking starving all day on a fat loss journey, fellas. We're not bodybuilders. We're not cutting our calories to get super fucking shredded. We're just trying to get in shape and get lean, right? And you don't need to be a bodybuilder in order to do that. So fellas, right? So the first one would be cut carbs, add volume, right? You would take your 35 grams of carbs from rice, and then you'll swap it out with cauliflower rice, which is super lower in calories. Second diet hack you're gonna do, number 2, is gonna be water, fellas, before and after meals, fellas. So fellas, before you eat and after you eat, I want you to get at least 1 bottle of water, right? If let's say you're drinking a gallon a day, right? I want you to pound your gallon before you eat a meal, pound your gallon after you eat a meal. What's this gonna do, fellas, is gonna make sure that you're actually fucking hydrated, right? A lot of times when we feel hungry, when we feel like we wanna eat more food than what we're supposed to, it's not that we're actually hungry, it's that we're dehydrated, right? And the lack of water in our system causes us to wanna eat more food, right? So in order to eliminate the hunger hormone in our brain, we're gonna make sure that we're properly hydrated before and after our meal, right? So that way, if you're pounding water before and after you eat a good solid meal, fellas, you'll be super satisfied, right? Your stomach will be super full. And that's what we want, right? We don't want to, like at the end of the day, we don't want to, like I said earlier, fellas, we don't want to be starving, right? We want to stay satisfied and be able to move and operate through daily life without having to worry about, damn, when is my next meal, right? Because that's something I struggle with, fellas. Like, I would eat a meal and I'd be like, man, I just ate this ground beef and rice and I'm still hungry. Let me go eat some more. And then I'll eat it again and I'll be like, damn, I'm hungry. Let me go eat some bullshit because this shit ain't working, right? And I look and I didn't ate the whole pantry, right? And that's something we call binge eating, fellas. I got a very bad habit of binge eating when I was coming up in my journey, right? But what eliminated that was me just monitoring my water intake. I actually been struggling with this recently. So what I just bought this water bottle from Kroger, and this is a gallon and a half thing of water, right? So what I do, fellas, before I eat my meal, I fill this up. I drink half of it before, and I finish it off after, right? After I eat. So that way, before I even get into my meal, I'm already a little full. I'm already, you know what I'm saying, having that feeling of I'm satisfied. I eat my meal and then I pound this after. I'm cool, right? I don't want to eat nothing. I'm good. This is keeping me hydrated, for one, so I'm gonna have great workouts, right? Two, I don't have the feeling of hunger and I'm not gonna binge eat. So second hack, fellas, water before and after your meals. The third hack, fellas, and this is super simple, but it's very effective, is whole foods. Fellas, you want to stick to single ingredient foods. You don't want to be eating a bunch of filling your calories up with a bunch of processed bullshit. Reason being, fellas, is that processed bullshit is gonna not nourish your body how it's supposed to, right? So if you're eating a bunch of seed oils, you're eating a bunch of you're filling your calories up with a bunch of Rice Krispies and chips, which I've done, fellas. I used to eat Rice Krispie treats every day. I used to eat a bowl of cereal before bed. And yeah, those things are good here and there, fellas. But I've noticed that when I'm feeding my body single ingredient foods, right, and I'm filling my calories with mostly that stuff, I don't really have the urge to overeat, right? And it's just like when I'm eating for breakfast, for breakfast this morning, fellas, I had ground beef, egg whites, a russet potato, and 3 large eggs, right? That was only like 700 calories, fellas, but it was a fat ass plate, right? And it was all whole foods, and I'm still full. I haven't even eaten since then, right? I still have much more calories that I can eat. But since it was it was a lot of single ingredient whole foods, right? High protein, healthy fats, right? A good carb source. I don't feel the need to snack and eat a bunch of bullshit because my body's nourished and my body's satisfied. A reoccurring theme here, fellas, with these hacks is you're seeing like I'm finding ways to keep my body satisfied from hunger. I'm finding ways to trick my brain to not want to eat more than what I should, because that's a lot of our problems. A lot of our problems is not that we don't eat healthy, it's that we struggle with portion control. And that's one of the biggest things that I struggle with, fellas, portion control. Like I want to eat a fat ass plate of food, a fat ass bowl of cereal with a bunch of milk and shit like that, right? And that's what I wanted. But I noticed that when I stuff out and eat single ingredient whole foods, I don't have those urges, right? And it's super key to make sure you're implementing a lot of those whole foods, because you're gonna look better for one, right? You're gonna feel better. Your mind's gonna be more clear. You're gonna be more energy. You're gonna be more alert, and you just won't get as hungry, fellas. Truthfully, so that's the third hack, whole food. Fellas, the fourth and final hack in order for you to keep weight off, and this is super powerful, is fiber intake, right? So what do I mean by fiber intake, fellas? Fiber is something that helps you digest food, right? It pushes all the food you're eating through your body so you can go to the bathroom, right? But it also slows down that digestion as well. So when you eat things, fellas, like oatmeal, when you eat things like potatoes, beans, like all those carb sources, they're very, very high in fiber, right? And it's gonna slow down the digestion of the food, which if your body's taking longer to digest the food, like it's going through the digestion process a little bit slower, to your brain, fellas, it's gonna be like, oh man, I'm still full. I'm still satisfied, right? And again, it's telling your brain that you don't need to eat a fat ass bowl of cereal. You don't need to go back in the kitchen and get that snack. You don't have to have that extra cheeseburger, right? That fiber sitting in your stomach is gonna keep you full, right? And also, fellas, fiber is just good for your overall gut lining and digestion, right? You don't wanna have food just stuck. If you eat a bunch of you see these bodybuilders, fellas, they eat a bunch of white rice with their meals, a bunch of cream of rice. Those foods, fellas, they may digest well, right? But they carry little to no fiber, right? They may be able to digest rice easily, but what's strengthening your gut? What's making you go to the bathroom in a solid fashion? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be real. Like I want to wake up in the morning and take me a good shit and get all this food out of my body so I feel lighter, right? And with eating a bunch of white rice, cream of rice, and a bunch of sugary carbs, fellas, they carry no fiber, right? So for one, you're gonna want to eat more of that shit. Two, you're never gonna be full. You're never gonna be satisfied. In order for me to get full, fellas, I gotta eat 3, 4, 5 cups of rice because I can put down a lot of food. But if I eat one russet potato, I'm cool, right? And it could be the same for you. Fellas, that's the 4 hacks that you can add today to your diet to literally get you in shape and keep you in shape for good. Like I said, number 1, you're gonna cut carbs and add volume, like the cauliflower rice trick, right? Cut out the cup of rice, add cauliflower rice, right? The second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do water before and after your meal, right? So like I said, this is a 1.5 liters, fellas. I drink half before my meal, I drink half after, I'm good to go. The third thing, fellas, is you're gonna prioritize whole foods, right? Single ingredient foods, make most of your calories so that when you are eating your calories throughout the day, fellas, you don't have the urge to want to go and eat more, right? If you nourish your body in the correct way with single ingredient clean foods, not a bunch of seed oils and a bunch of bullshit, right? Your body's going to be well fed, is going to be well satisfied. You won't have the urge to eat, I can assure you, right? And the fourth and final is your fiber intake, fellas. If you have a high fiber diet, your food is going to digest well. You're going to go to the bathroom, right? You're going to feel better. You're going to look better, and you're going to be full, right? You're going to stay full. You're going to stay satisfied. You won't have the urge to overeat and binge eat, right, fellas? And the reason I'm giving you all these hacks is because all of these things help me to stop binge eating, right? I struggled with a very bad case of binge eating disorder where I would go in the pantry, fellas, and I would eat everything in sight, right? I still have some episodes, right? But these 4 diet hacks have kept me in shape, right? And put my binge eating to a minimum so that I can stay lean as fuck, right? Stay 100 pounds less Jalen, right? I don't want to go back to being fat as fuck, belly hanging over my dick, no confidence, right, fellas? But that's the video for the day, fellas. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you're looking for somebody to work one-on-one with you so I can help you, walk you through these 4-step process on top of all the other game that I give to my guys in my program, make sure you book a call. The link down below. But I will let you know, brother. If you're not ready to put in the work, I can give you every hack. I can give you every trick when it comes to diet and nutrition. But it all takes you putting in the fucking work. And if you're not ready to put in the fucking work, please don't book the call and waste my time or your time. But if you feel like you would be a great fit in order to join the fucking team, man, hit the link down below. We'll see about it, man. All right. But that's the video for the day, fella.